that is the shakeout. That is where I would enter. That is a really healthy sign here for me. So he closed October extremely bullish. It's done, so we are going back up now. The whole crypto market went over the last 24 hours massively here to the downside, but don't be fooled. This is a setup, guys, and I'm going to show you why yesterday was not natural. Let's go. Thank you so much for tuning in here once again, guys. Let me start off with what yesterday actually happened and why we went lower than what I expected and actually said 2 days ago it's going to happen. So 2 days ago, my targets were correct. Yesterday, I changed my mind and then we got punished for it. It happens sometimes. But what actually happened? The US stock market yesterday moved dramatically to the downside. Here you see today Apple, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, Meta, all still in huge losses. From where did these stocks lose so much in value? The reason for this is the expectations that people had on the earnings reports on two major stocks, and they are AI related. One of them was Nvidia, and I think the other one, I'm not sure, don't nail me to it, I think it was Microsoft. So I'm not sure, but I know that it was AI related stocks that were missing their earnings expectations on the report, and that led to that massive crash that we saw. So we saw this also here. The S&P 500 moved down 2.5%. In the press, it's written 3%, which is the worst that we have seen in the last 2 years. So that is something major. And I found here a tweet that actually summarized everything quite well. Yesterday, the stock market was losing close to $1 trillion. So that has, of course, a ripple effect across other markets. Then when we are losing $900 billion in one single day. Here you see the S&P 500 fell by 3%, biggest drop since September 2022. The Nasdaq fell 3.4%. The Dow Jones plumped 1,000 points, losing 2.6%. Then tech giants here you see were hit particularly hard. Nvidia falling 12%, Apple 9.3%, Amazon 7.4%, and Meta 7.6% yesterday. So and here it's also well summarized. The market for that is fears of potential recession in the US economy. This is an appointment jobs report with only 14,000 jobs added in July, and unemployment was rising to 4.3%. Concerns about this tech sector, including disappointing earning reports and skepticism about AI hype. And that's what I meant. And then some people are still scared about that. Warren Buffett is sitting mainly in cash right now and has sold a huge chunk of his stock portfolio. So, and that some people also say that is bearish. So that is one. That are major reasons that have influenced yesterday this drop to the downside. So we also see this here in the ETF flows. We only added 432 Bitcoin to the ETF inflows, but we are still positive, so I see that as a win, because usually on a day like that, on a day where we crash like this, we usually have huge outflows. So and here that we are managing still to be in a 3-digit positive inflow during such a drop is, in my opinion, extremely bullish. Now, the DXY is continuously coming down here. We are still under 104 points. We are retesting right now that level. So if we can close today below 104 points, expect continuation here to the downside, because yesterday something like this happens once in a while and is not such a big deal. It's a blip on the chart, actually. So when I saw this and this morning that we were bouncing off $68,500 on Bitcoin, I was like, it's done, so we are going back up now, and that's exactly what also happened. And remember what I told you guys, really important, exactly for this scenario, you should have deposited $100 on a Bybit. You can still go and do that. It's still not too late for that, to claim your $500 airdrop position on any of these coins, guys, here. Leverage free money of exchanges as much as you can. I cannot tell you often enough that you should do that. You deposit $100, you claim your free airdrop voucher, reward sub, use the airdrop voucher, and keep all the profits that you generate out of this trade, guys. And I'm gonna give you here some new setups for Bitcoin because of that correction that we yesterday had. So when we're going now into the Bitcoin chart, the best moment to enter yesterday would have been here at the top of the green super trend ribbon that we have here at $68,750 approximately. We went a little bit lower than that. I saw that to 68,400 or something like this, but didn't make a huge difference. So I hope a lot of you guys were smart enough, catch Bitcoin all the way down here. And if not, it's not the end of the world. You know, I'm going to give you another entry. But I believe that is the shakeout that we were waiting for from the $73,000 level that I was speaking about for quite a while, since we were hitting $73,000, that we should expect to come back into the high 60s, around $70,000. Go back, watch the last 3-4 videos besides the one from yesterday. I was talking about this, that most likely when we are hitting here 73, 74, that we will come back down to like 70, 69, something like that. Now, from here, I expect a reversal back into the top of the range to $73,000 to $74,000, then finally breaking above that and leaving this long consolidation range finally behind us. Here on the 12-hourly chart, also here we mentioned multiple times here that resistance zone, that only if we get a 12-hourly close above that we will get continuation. Otherwise, we should be prepared that we get a rejection back here into the $69,000 range from the VPVR. And that's exactly what we got here. We bounced straight back up from the $69,000 level. As you can see that here it went down to like 68,900, 800, yeah, 68,800 is what we pierced through here. And from there, strong buy momentum here in that wick. Buyers were stepping in, pushing price back up, and now we get the continuation. Also, the indicators, they are almost bottoming out here when it comes to stochastic RSI. The MACD will most likely, with the trend line, bounce off the signal line, and the RSI already turning around, which is indicating that the reversal is either close or in progress already here on the higher time frames. Now, on the 50 minutes chart, when we are looking at the trading range, of course, we fell off the trading range that we had yesterday. So we came now a little bit lower into a different range. And also here we have a mid-range level over here. Let me actually just change color of this. I'll make this here dotted. So here, so as long as we are holding the mid-range here at $69,900, I expect that we will come really soon back to the top of the range to $70,900. And if we are getting here a pullback to the $70,000 level, that is where I would enter. There I would enter, because even if we go back to the bottom of the range, as long as you're not trading with 50x, you will be fine. You know, don't trade with 50x on a trade like that. So from here you can enter. If we come to the bottom of the range, just add more to your position, because I expect from here that we are going back up here into the $72,200 level. And once we are reclaiming this, we get our continuation. So now in terms of trade setup, this is the trade that I would be looking at. 3.3%, so it is technically a scalp trade. The original setup would look, actually, 1.2 is fine. Yeah, actually the bottom of that candle. So this trade setup is still fine, guys. You know, for a Bitcoin trade, as long as the risk to reward ratio is higher than 1 to 2 on a Bitcoin trade, that's fine. On other trades, it needs to be at least 1 to 3. 1 to 3. 1 to 3. Here you have a stop loss at $68,666 and the take profit point at $72,227, and your entry is here at $69,900. So if we are getting this pullback, so what should you do if you don't get the pullback? Then I would enter at $70,500. Then your entry moves up here, your stop loss moves here, and you have your entry at 70,470 and the stop loss at 69,730. But the take profit point remains the same. You are just giving away 0.8% in terms of profit. So here you can trade with 20x, that's fine, you know. So, but like I said, don't trade with like 50x on a trade like that. So you can, if you're not going crazy on leverage, you can potentially even hold this trade longer into higher levels. I usually use these setups either to add to my positions or really for a quick in and out, you know. So they can turn sometimes into long-term trades, but it's usually not the case. Now on the, there's a chart that we don't need right now. So here on the 4-hourly chart with the MDX algo scalp gradient, I actually did not have a look yet today, but I'm sure we are blue in terms of the candles. Let me actually see it. Yeah, so and we went actually green. So that is a really healthy sign here for me. So here you see that we flipped the trend on the 4-hourly chart back into a downtrend here. You see that red line over here. Now we need to reclaim that level of $71,065 for continuation. But here already on the MDX algo reactor indicator, we are really close to get that reversal, because you see this turnaround. And now we only need here the reversal dot plots. Once they're coming in, price will definitely turn around and go back to the upside. Again, a healthy indication is that the candles have cooled down. And that also tells me that we are ramping up here for continuation into higher price levels. On the liquidation levels here, we have cleaned up a lot of long positions that were below us. Here also strong indication for continuation is that we are reclaiming already the mid-range of the EMA ribbon, and now are on the way to take out all the over-leveraged short positions that have built up just above us, all the way up to $73,400 approximately. That will bring us into the range of $72,800 to $74,000. And once we are starting to range here, we will get our move into a new all-time high shortly afterwards. I'm not expecting, unless something crazy happens again, like Iran, Israel, and all that nonsense, you know what I'm talking about. Unless something crazy with them is going to happen, I don't expect that we see here another move, something like this, not happening, because everything looks here right now extremely bullish. So, but of course, when you get a shakeout like that, a lot of people get scared and don't know what to do. But I'm telling you guys, there's nothing to worry right now. So the worst, in my opinion, is over. We got the shakeout that we were waiting for to the downside, that we actually planned the last 5 days for. And now it's time to go back to the upside. Also here on the liquidation heat map, see here, we have taken out the highest concentrated areas here with the brightest color. Now the brightest color is all the way up here at $73,300. Again, confluence. And that will now act as a magnet here on the way up. We will get a short squeeze around $71,300 and $300 into $72,200. Again, confluence, resistance up there. There I would expect a small pullback before we then get continuation into the mid-70s. Something else that I also wanted to show you guys, that yesterday we closed October extremely bullish, not super bullish like we did in other cycles, but we have diminishing returns. We should be aware of that. But overall, we closed here extremely bullish, and we know that in a bull run year, that is usually followed by 2 other months of extremely positive returns on Bitcoin. So here we put in 10.76% for October. It would have been a little bit higher if we would have not gotten a drop, so into this morning. So, but it's fine. We would have had another 5% or something on top of that. But it's absolutely fine. When you look at 2020, we got afterwards November and December performing really outstandingly here. And also in 2016 and 17, we had really nice returns during these bull cycles. If you want to stand a chance here with ZoomX to win $500, I gave 2 days ago $500 away. I do it again tomorrow and give actually $1,000 away. 2 times $500 on ZoomX, guys. You only need to deposit $100 and open 1 trade in out. That's all what you need to do. You have 24 hours to do it, guys, because tomorrow I'm gonna draw 2 winners. So make sure that you have a ZoomX account and deposit $100 and open a trade. Even for $1, doesn't matter. In, out, close, done. I just want to briefly speak about my trades here. Obviously, I'm now in a loss, so but my entry is around $71,250. I'm $1,000 away from my entry, which is not crazy. We're talking about 1.4% roughly. Link is looking a little bit worse, so here I'm down 5.6% on my 10x leverage trade. But also here, I'm not worried about that we are going to touch my liquidation price on any of these trades, hence why I kept them open. It would have been just smarter if I would have trusted my initial instinct and would have kept the original orders that I had, and then I would be now, I think, sitting in a small profit currently. So, but I'm fine with that. I let them run. I'm transparent, guys. I'm showing you what's happening here. And you see here that Bitcoin is running here slightly back to the upside. And now I'm a little bit less than loss than before. So I let these run, so I'm not really concerned about that. It's just for transparency. I wanted to show you that. The Bitcoin dominance is now above 60%, and we are really getting close to touch the upward sloping resistance line here. Again, when Bitcoin is completely turning around and going in the direction of $73,000, $74,000, I still expect here that we are breaking above this briefly before we are turning around. There's not much else to say to it. I think I sound already like a broken record. You can tell me in the comments about this, but yeah, there's not much more to say to that. So we see here right now a small retracement. That's why a lot of altcoins are doing quite well against Bitcoin currently. We are talking here in a second about altcoins that were performing or holding their levels quite well in this drop, and these are the coins that we need to look at here in a second. And these are also early signs that people are ready to degen a little bit and understand where we are at in the market if you don't see major, huge sell-offs with huge liquidation wicks on most of the altcoins that I'm going to show you, that is something also really interesting that I've observed here. Now, when we're going into Ethereum, here we got another rejection from that big resistance area, but this is not the end of the world. If I go here into a 12-hourly chart, then also here you see that the stochastic has almost bottomed out. The RSI has already turned around sharply. On the MACD, we are going to get a fake out here with these small candles. The price action is already turning around, giving us potentially a morning star pattern. If we push a little bit higher, let's say we push another 2% to the upside, that would confirm it for me. And then by early next week, we are potentially already breaking out of that range here in direction of $3,000 once we overcome the $2,640 level and flip this into support, because as we can see on the VPVR, this is one of the most traded area here that we need to overcome before we could teleport here to $3,500, because there's the last longest bar and above there's basically nothing. So here nothing has changed on the overall plan. So either you enter here in that green area right now into a trade, every time when we're in these green zones, it's good to open or to add to your trade, or you wait for the break of this downward sloping trend line. But again, I want to warn you that break-in can come really quickly with one major candle and you are left behind. So that's why I rather enter here currently instead of risking that we get a giga pump and now you have to enter way higher than you initially anticipated. Then Solana came all the way back down to that underlying green support zone. If you were able to enter there, amazing. I was mentioning that multiple times that when we are hitting $180, if we are potentially coming back down here, bounce back from here and then continue to go to the upside. So if you were able to catch that, amazing. Here on that trade setup, currently I would, you can enter it right now. Basically, we are like $1 away from that entry level. So once you see that video, maybe we are already at $172. So I would enter here. Also here we are forming a morning star pattern reversal indication for continuation to the upside. Just be a little bit careful around the $180 level. You want to see here a 4-hourly candle close above that for continuation to the upsides. And you don't want to see just like here that body briefly getting above it, so you want to see a proper candle above it, something like that, So once we are above $180, set your stop loss at like $175. That's just to protect yourself. You're a little bit then a profit, just in case that we are getting one more time here that turnaround before we go then to the upside. One of the coins that's outstandingly performing well today is Cardano. I was surprised myself, also because you look at this bleed here over the last couple of weeks, to the downside, all the way from like, what was it, 80 cents, so we are like 60% down from that. But today, Cardano is one of the coins that are performing really, really well here. The RSI is super bullish, above 50%. Also, the angle of it, we are running here now into resistance of 35.6 cents. Once we are breaking this level in this downward sloping trend line, that's where I would enter, because then the next level is 38 cents and almost 44.8 cents are then the next levels to watch here. And because Cardano was suppressed for such a long time, also here that these moves can come really unexpectedly and really quickly. So that is an initial 7%, and then to the next one is 25.5%. Another coin performing really well was AVI. So here we bounced off that big demand cluster back to the upside. Here I would potentially wait. Let me see. I would wait off the break of this downward sloping trend line before I would enter into AVI. You could start nibbling at a position at $148 here when we break this resistance line, but I would actually wait for this downward sloping trend line, because we would also reclaim at the same time the 50 moving average, which is important. If we would get rejected from here, we potentially risk to go a little bit lower, because on a daily chart, the indicators have not completely fully turned around yet, and only the RSI is bullish here. So a little bit tricky, but still, AVI is also one of the coins that is holding up overall quite well in this drop here. Then Uniswap doing really well. So we are about to break above the downward sloping trend line here. And remember what I told you guys, that once we're breaking above that, expect a moonshot. You know, the same what we saw here with this candle is potentially happening by tomorrow. The stochastic RSI is getting here a fake out currently with that sell signal. So because you see that with the blue line slowly turning around already, the MACD will get a buy signal by the end of the day. The RSI is already bullish. And here that we are so close to that break is telling me that this time it's a real deal. And let me actually see here if I extend these lines. Yeah, in the next 9 days, we also get our golden cross. And again, once the golden cross is coming in, the price will be already above $9 in my opinion for Uniswap. So that is right now a really good moment to enter into Uniswap if you were waiting for an entry and did not catch it in that green box here. If you want to trade Uni and other coins and also here stand a chance to win $500 with AlphaX, guys, then deposit $100 on AlphaX, and on Saturday I will also give away $500 for AlphaX, plus that you get $100 just for signing up right now, guys. You can claim $100 that you can trade with and keep the profits with if you sign up on AlphaX right now. There's also a link in the description in the pinned comment below for you guys. So go and check that out. Completely decentralized. Perfect if you can only trade with MetaMask, Trust Wallet or whatever because of your jurisdiction. So go and make use of that. Then, Sui is going completely nuts. So that is right now good to enter, my opinion. I just want to see a lower time frame right now. Until you see the video, we have potentially pulled back a little bit to like $2 and $2 potentially back to this downward sloping trend line. Yeah, most likely we are coming and pull back to this downward sloping trend line. That's when you want to enter. So, or when you see this video and the stochastic has bottomed out here again and the RSI is also already close to the bottom, that's where you want to enter, because Sui will run afterwards into a new all-time high. So, and I don't want that you miss out on a 20% move here to the upside and potentially even higher than that. So that's how I would play this currently. Then Doge, super strong coin, super strong. So here, not too late to buy it if you see it and we're still around the same prices. I have not broken this downward sloping trend line here yet. Remember, I gave you two scenarios. The first one was that we come here down into this buy zone or down into this here, and we got really close to the second one, did not touch it, came back into the first one. So that would have been your signal to buy down here. If you miss that, you can buy now, or you wait for the break of the downward sloping trend line to be safe here. And the target is 20 cents, guys. Target is 20 cents. It will happen really, really quickly. If you enter right now, we are talking here about a 20% move here to the upside. The next one is AVAX. I had laid out for myself a different, an alternative plan this morning with that green box here that we are potentially faking out down here and then come back up and continue to go to the upside. But yeah, also AVAX too strong, bounced off that upward sloping support line and is now also poised for continuation. Here, the first target, if you would consider entering from here at current price action, is already a 10% move where I would take some profit, and then you can trade this into $29 and potentially all the way up to $38 where the next logical target is. Yeah, here, $39, the 2.618. So that is what I would be targeting for AVAX, because AVAX also is here under this trend line for a really, really long time here. That is a multi-month trend that we are trapped under. Look at this. This is coming from 2023, so almost a year. Once we are breaking this downward sloping trend line, we are going to send really quickly with 2 or 3 candles to the upside. So also a really good coin that you want to be in right now on spot and on leverage. The next one is Casper. Also Casper showing strength right now and ready to turn around here. Here we also wait for the downward sloping trend line to be broken. We don't want to enter this beforehand for a really simple reason, because we are only talking here about 4%. And this is also a multi-month resistance that we're currently under. So you want to make sure that this is broken before you enter this. And then we trade this into the target area. Over here, the indicators are all telling us we are ready to go higher. And that's what we want to see. And that is just another sign that altcoins are ramping up right now to go here into way, way higher levels. Oh, and Bitcoin is sending here a little bit to the upside. So yeah, see, already half of the money that I've lost is back. The same with Link, also getting better here. Whatever happened, that Bitcoin sent back to the upside. Rune also pumping here back to the upside. Currently, we broke the downward sloping resistance line right now and also reclaimed the EMA ribbon. Really important. Now I want to see a reclaim of the $6 level in the next coming hours. So, but also the indicators are super bullish here. I cannot be any different right now than being a little bit of a Super Bowl, because everything is just pushing back to the upside, which is really, really nice to see, unless Bitcoin reverses here back that current move, you know. So, but let's see what's going to happen here. Currently, I'm really, really happy with what I'm seeing, and that is just giving you more merit to what I said, that move was a trap move just to liquidate a bunch of people, you know, so, coincidentally with the stock market crash. And that from here we are ready to go back to the upside across the market. So now if we get here a close above $5.84 in the next coming hours, then you know, okay, the $6 level will be broken and we move here all the way up to $6.68. So if you are not in a Rune trade currently that you should have taken here around the golden, the 50 moving average, then wait for a reclaim of $5.84, a 4-hour candle close at $5.84. There you want to enter this, and then you can trade this here in direction of $7. Phantom sold off a little bit more than what I expected. Here I would also wait for a break of the downward sloping resistance line on the 1-hourly chart and only enter then. But here I would actually wait potentially a little bit longer and wait for a reclaim of the 200 moving average. So, but you see here the 50 and the 200 moving average, they're potentially created here a fake death cross. And what I mean by that is it's really shallow and easily to turn around, where we get another golden cross, and that will then propel us really quick in above the 70 cent mark for Phantom. So if I go here to the 4-hourly chart, I'm not really happy with the stochastic RSI, but MACD and RSI are looking good. And on the daily chart, we are not there yet, only on the RSI, but I'm not expecting much more downside. So, and we're here back into our buy zone. So if anything, that it's a good moment to either add to your position or to open one. Link, briefly, just want to talk about this. We are again below that stupid dotted line here. Once we are reclaiming this, it's again good to either add or to open a position. As you know, I'm currently in a Link position, so I just keep holding that, but also here the indicators telling us that we are turning around. So yeah, just wait for that reclaim. And if you're not in a Link position just yet, then this is the moment to open one while Bitcoin keeps ramping here back to the upside. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here. Once again, don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you with more money and profits tomorrow.